Timo was annoying. More so than anything.
At one point, Riot promised a Dark Souls-like character, that would even play like a Dark Souls character with great sword and all. This was like at least 3 years ago. I thought Xanthi will be something like that, but then all I got was Wakanda.
I don't care about that. I don't really care about a Dark Souls character in this game. I mean, you can be inspired by things. Yone is literally Sekiro. The entire existence of Yone is Sekiro. Yone is literally Wolf from Sekiro. Same voice actors, same sword shit. Everything about it, bro, is just Sekiro. I would say that was done well. I think Yone was done well. For what it was, I don't like the character. I don't care for, like, the in-game, but it works. It works good. I don't know how you'd make a Dark Souls character. Where would they even be from? What region? A Dark Souls-esque, like, Shadow Isles? Well, you can't even have undead people, right? Like, I still think they fucked up Yone's visuals. I think the presentation of Yone overall is acceptable. I think it works well, but, like, I would have liked Yone to be like some sort of dead thing.
Yone is so different, too. I mean, his structure.
Well, he's completely different because one's dead, one's not. Yone in LOR is human. He's alive. He wasn't killed by Yasuo. I think you need that distinction. I don't think if you had human Yone, or, like, pre-death Yone, that it would work well. I think that, you know what would be cool? A Yone skin pre-death. That would be cool. I think that would work very well, to be honest. That'd be really good. Yeah, that would be cool. It's lore friendly as well, you know. People would eat that shit up, for sure. I'm all for lore friendly skins. If you ever want to make a skin for whatever character, even if they're gross.
I meant that Lore Yone looks Giga Chad while League Yone looks like a twink.
They've got nothing to sell in LOR. They have to sell stuff in League. There's a big difference. That's why I say, you know, LOR comes from the heart because they don't really sell you things, right? League of Legends, you know, there is conscious decisions being made to make characters more sexual, to make them more appeasing, to make them, you know, with their thighs bulging out of their thigh highs, right? Like, or big bunny ears and ooh cutesy, you know, designs, right? They're consciously making these things for money. And you can't blame them, they're a business, but, like, it doesn't sit well with me. I don't like it. But, I mean, I can't blame them. I literally can't blame them. Can I get mad at a company wanting to make money? You know, maybe how they make that money is different, but when it comes to releasing a champion, I mean, that's not a $250 skin. There's a big difference. What do you think about Human Ward? I like Human Ward. I am one of the few shills for Human Ward. And I'm proud of it. I am a proud San Uzal supporter in concept alone, not price. The concept... The visuals, outside of the mace is kind of ugly. The mace is too much, I agree. The mace is fucking hideous. The mace is, like, just... yeah, it's too much. Visually, it's a mess.
The only too much thing there is the pricing.
No, I mean, the mace looks a little bit too complicated. It looks just overdone, in my opinion, especially since it evolves, which is stupid. Human Mord is sick as fuck. I'd consider getting back into League just to hear the music if it wasn't 250. I would agree. Bro, it's metal. It's very metal. Not to mention it's voiced by Fred Tatascore. The stupidest, bro, people did say it sounded a little bit like Volibear, but I mean, that's just Fred Tatascore, dude. That is literally Fred Tatascore. That is Mordekaiser. You can't really knock him for that. Like, that guy is good at what he does. Same voice actor, same thing. I don't even know who voices New Volibear, but it's all good to me, man. It sounds a bit too much like Mordekaiser. Well, that's because it is Mordekaiser. What? Bro, no shit, it sounds like Mord. It is Mord. Right? Like, I understand, you know, with the new Mordekaiser, not the new one, the old one, right? The classic skin. It's got some sort of, like, filter, I believe.
How was Sekiro?
We didn't finish it.
No kisses today? Also hello.
Hello, sir. It might be an old skin, but Crime City Graves is up there as the best. I think it's one of the worst. I think Crime City Graves is fucking shit. And I think it mainly comes down to the gun. I think the gun ruins the skin. Now, I think visually it looks good, but, like, the gun is just so terrible. The gun is just so comically shit that it, like, takes away from the aesthetic of that skin. Unsubbed! It's true, though. I spoke the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. Oops.
Okay guys, wake me up when it's Sekiro.
That is not Graves' best skin. Bro, Graves' best skin is classic. Classic Graves is money.
No joke, I fell asleep to your voice yesterday and woke up like 5 hours later.
And I'm still here. I like Sentinel too. I do. I don't know, Mafia Graves as a concept is dope as fuck. It's badass, but like the presentation of the skin is just not my thing. It's too goofy. It almost feels like a parody skin. You know what I mean? I don't know, the gun is just shit. The gun is so shit. But again, subjective. I'm not right, you're not right. I'm not wrong, you're not wrong. It's just an opinion. It's a piece of art. Cutthroat? I actually think Cutthroat was kind of rough. The gun's a bit rough. The aesthetic is fine, but Pool Party is literally Hugh Jackman. It is. They took a picture of Hugh Jackman and just made it Graves, and that's Pool Party Graves. Yeah. That's the lore. So.
Is it true that Graves is a sword swallower?
Hmm? They took a guy with a shotgun and made it look like a Thompson. Yeah, that's comically stupid. That is very stupid. It's just oversized. It's dumb. It's not a good skin. It's just, it's dated. You could really update that skin to make it look better. Hired Gun Graves is so ugly, it's good. Hired Gun Graves, I think, looks fine. It just looks like some villain from, like, Jurassic Park. Some random jobber, like, sent to the island to get, like, dinosaurs. You know, it's just whatever. Best Gangplank skin is Special Forces. Nope, it's this one. Subjectively. See, that's the beauty of the world. It's like, you guys like that? That's great. I like this. They're all good. I mean, SF is a good skin.
Best GP is Sultan GP, everyone else is wrong.
That skin is terrible. Maybe not in concept terrible, but like... it's just not visually appealing. Still subjective. This guy doesn't even do damage. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of base GP either, to be honest. I think it works for the sake of lore, but it's visually not my favorite thing. Like, I was gonna say, he kind of just looks like a homeless pirate, but technically he is. That's kind of what classic GP is. He's a homeless pirate. It works. Toy Soldier's good. Praetorian Graves, Praetorian's trash. Nah. I think it's cool what they did with the skin, where, like, you know, beep, boop, beep, 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 you know, the recall is one of the best. Praetorian's recall is fucking awesome, but the skin itself doesn't really invoke anything. The recall is good, yeah. Dude, the Praetorian recall is one of the coolest in the game. That is fun. Although I actually don't like the skin.
We should get a Chemtech GP skin where the barrels are full of nuke waste.
How'd he die to that? That'd be like a not a Noxian skin. That would be like a Zon GP, like a Chem Baron. You could do Chem Baron Gangplank. That would be a cool concept. Imagine Chem Baron GP. That would work so well. That would be cool. Yeah, that would work. That would be good. Yeah. I mean, any sort of, like, evil, you know, overlord, tyrant-y concept for Gangplank works pretty good. I've seen every episode except the last two. I mean, the latest GP skin was so terrible. So devoid of life, just no flavor, no character, no love, no passion. Not an ounce of care put into the new GP skin. It was a joke. It was ugly, it was trash.
Australian GP with barrels full of spiders.
God, good luck. PETA would not like that. What? Betrayer's good. Betrayer is, I like Betrayer.
Hey Tobias, really
lore
liking
friendly.
the second YouTube channel so far.
Bae, thank you. Yeah, the content's good on it. People do like it as well. That's awesome. Thank you. It's not my doing though. I have no hand in that channel, bro. I have no hand in any YouTube content whatsoever. But people do like it, and that's good. Yeah, he runs it with the editors. Yes. I have no hand in any of that stuff. Second channel is Tobias Fate Live. I'm gonna play Sekiro in a few more games, yes. Probably 2 or 3 more games of League will go back to Sekiro.
You've work to do. Get on it.
Sekiro today?
Yes. Yes, sir. Sorted. Thanks, buddy.
Guys, did you know that you can use Prime to sub to this hairy gentleman?
Nice. Holy shit, he's dead. I wish you luck in the upcoming bosses of Sekiro. Listen, we spent 3.5 hours beating Owl. I'm sure things are going to get much worse. Things will be infinitely worse, I think. Oh, nothing's impossible. They won't make a game impossible, because then who the fuck's going to play it? I mean, people have beaten Sekiro. Clearly, it will be challenging, but, like, not an impossible task. You know, once you beat a boss, you feel like you could probably just go back and
You've
beat them
work
again
to
and
do.
again
Get
and
on
again.
it.
Monster Hunter Wilds this Friday. Any interest in playing it on stream?
I have no interest in those games. Arthenix, thank you, buddy, for the 29. Nah, not for me. My girlfriend, yes. Not me. I put that game down for a few years before going ham and beating it in one go. It is brain rot. It is kind of brain rot. When you sit there for fucking 4 hours trying to beat one boss, that is brain rot. But it's good brain rot. It's like, I need this. I need more of it. I can't stop.
Gentlemen, we are so close to Elden Ring. Drop some subs and I'll give y'all a sloppy toppy.
Good lord. I think that's going to deter people from subbing. FromSoft, I mean, Sekiro's gameplay is better than Dark Souls. There's no question about it. You know, Ivana, when I talk to her, I'm like, you know, Sekiro's kind of a better game than Dark Souls mechanically, and she's like, no, it isn't. No, it's not. And she's never played Sekiro. I think it's much better. Overall, Dark Souls is still the GOAT. Elden Ring could be the GOAT, I'm not sure.
Hello Toby, good morning. Did you finish Sekiro already? Or are you just giving the editors food and then go back to Sekiro?
The latter. The latter. He has seen the light. It's, you know what? When I first started playing Sekiro, I'm like, man, I prefer Dark Souls. And now that I'm like, I don't know, 10 bosses in, I'm like, you know what? I prefer Sekiro. Well, Dark Souls has lore too. No, I prefer the story of Dark Souls and the visuals of Dark Souls. All I'm saying is I prefer the gameplay of Sekiro to Dark Souls. Everything else in Dark Souls is better, in my opinion.
Oh, look. A happy little barrel.
Since we are talking about FromSoft games, opinion on Bloodborne?
Never played it, but it was the most intriguing. For me, Bloodborne was the #1 Souls-like game that I wanted to play before playing any others, and I haven't played it. And Sunfish, thank you for the 5 months, man. Oops. By far the best. Visually, it's very up my alley. It really is. Honestly, just go find your PlayStation 4 and play it. I mean, I think you need a capture card for that. I think you do. Anime, yo, buddy. I mean, this isn't even a question. If I found my PlayStation 4, would you want Bloodborne to be one of the goals? If I was able to somehow do it, which it's not going to happen. It's a question. Yes! Even I would want that. Yeah. I do have a PlayStation 4, and it's in the garage in a bin somewhere, and I have no clue where it is. The problem is, again, you need the capture card, you need all this shit, I gotta redo this room a little bit, my desk has no space, it's just... I would need time to do everything, and I just don't have that time. There's no will. There's no willpower. It's worth it if you ever have the time. I was going to say, once I move, because I do have to move, you know, when I can actually go through the bins of stuff that I have, once I'm settled in the new place, yeah. That's what I'm more inclined to do. I don't want to go through a bunch of storage bins that are soon going to be just gone. So, you don't need a capture card? Really? You don't? I don't have the time, though, bro. You don't understand. I have to move soon. I gotta move this year. And a lot of my stuff is in storage. And I have no interest in just fucking around with it. So that's kind of the reason. Yeah, I'm not really interested in kind of just going back through it.
A happy little barrel.
He has to move, you guys don't understand.
Shit.
You're finally leaving Canada and moving to Mexico? About
Mexico?
time.
I don't think I'd ever go to Mexico. Hagfish, thanks, buddy. Do you think the subathon, it's a supportathon, do I think it will continue past the move date? I don't know, but I've thought about that. Come to Brazil! Come to Mexico! This guy says, of course. Bro, Anime Titan, chill out! I have no clue. All I'm gonna say is, I don't know what's going on with life. I don't. I genuinely don't know. All I know is, I'll be moving, and, you know, things will... When things progress, I will let people know, because even I don't know. And I'll talk about it at a later date as, again, life kind of takes its course. Come to Bangladesh! Bangladesh? Lol. I think that guy just took 3,000 true damage. And that's not a joke. Dubai has no taxes, by the way. Buddy, I'm not gonna move to Dubai. I'm Canadian. I was born in Canada. I'll die in this country. I don't... You can't just up and move to a different country. What family members do I have in Dubai? What is there for me in Dubai? Buddy, you can't just move to a country because you want to. You know, you've got people who you care about. You've got people who depend on you. All I'm saying is, you got me, you're in Dubai. It's just, where you live is your memories. Where you live is family. Where you live is your home. You know, it's not that you can't make your home in Dubai. I'm sure you can just uproot and go to Dubai. You could do that if you want to. But there's just nothing for me there. Right? Like, why would I ever move to Europe? There's nothing for me in Europe. Why would I move to the US? There's nothing for me in the US. You know, all of my family is in Canada. And that's not to say, again, that you just can't move there. If you want to, go. By all means, you can. But, you know, I like my family. Bring them too. Yes, let me move all my family. All, like, 30 family members. Although, you know what? The only place I would have ever considered moving to, if I wasn't able to live in Canada, I'd live in the US. That's where I'd live. If I wasn't able to live here, it would be Canada. Wait. Sorry, what? Vice versa. Vice versa, it'd be in the US, yeah. I think I've got like I've got extended family, and I've got like 1 or 2 actual family members in the US. If I wasn't in Dubai, I'd go to Germany. I mean, you know what? There's always that, if I wasn't living here, I'd go there. Yeah, that's always a question, for sure. It's not that I don't it's not that I hate these places. I've never been to them. I can't say anything about them. But you want to be comfortable where you live, right? You don't want to be, you know, a fish out of water. And maybe you do. Maybe that's your thing. You want to travel the world and live in different countries and different climates and whatnot. I think that's awesome, but it's not for me. Australia is the better country, mate. Which state? That's a question. What state would I want to live in if I was in the U.S.? Let me ask you this. Which state would you want to live in the U.S.? Don't say Florida. I got family in Florida, actually. Yeah, that's where they are. I don't know about Florida, though. I feel like a lot of people might say Texas. Maybe Texas? Yeah. I was considering Texas. Again, not like, oh my god, I'm going to be moving to Texas, but if I wasn't Canadian, if I wasn't living here. I like my state, I'm good. Minnesota is solid. I've got family in, I believe, Virginia and Florida. Does anything even happen in Virginia? What's in Virginia? I know Anime Titan's in Virginia. That guy's going on in Virginia. I don't think much happens, though. Country roads. My family was from south, like by the coastal area, I think. Is that south? The Guar Bar's in Virginia. They are from, yeah, Richmond. Yeah. I'll be waiting for your arrival. Hey, all I'm saying, why do I have a fairy charm or a moat? Whatever that thing was. West Virginia is a bona fide backwater country. I don't know, man. I'm not really,
Oh, look! A happy little barrel!
GP buffs doesn't seem to work for me, Sanch.
I'm not really... I mean, the GB buffs are so minor, bro. They're not that much. I'm not really an outdoorsy guy. Also, Kreko, thanks, man, for the 10. I don't go out much. Shocker, right? So, you know, it's not like, oh, you got to move to Dubai. You got to check out, you know, the nightlife in Dubai. Or, oh, you got to move down to fucking Vegas. You know, those guys are crazy. It's like, I never go out. Or maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe I would, but... Saskatchewan. I mean, if that was the case, then maybe. There's nothing up there. Then you would just live in the shitty woods of Iowa. Would I be Bigfoot? A skunk ape? I feel like if you don't travel in your life, you're missing out big. I do want to travel. I just don't want to see the world at large. I don't want to be in every country. I don't want to see everything. You know, I want to go to the UK. I wouldn't mind going to Japan, stuff like that, right? But it's expensive. And not only is it expensive, it's just not doable right now.
Be a Chad, move to Chad.
Be a Chad and move to... Where is Chad? Come to Brazil. Africa. That's kind of, hey, imagine Chad. You're like, what if your name was Chad and you were born in Chad and you were a Giga Chad? Is that a thing? You're a self-proclaimed Giga Chad. And your middle name was Chad. What if your name was Chad Giga? Is that... Could someone name you that? Could you technically make your name that? I think you could. Giga Chad? And you were born in Chad? Chad Giga? That just... I don't know about that one, but...
You're talking about the Chadster. He doesn't exist yet. Once he is among us, we shall follow him to battle.
You could change your name to whatever you want, man. Cinnamon, yo. Chad Giga. One hell of a birth certificate. You could do whatever you want. I don't think this is a dub. We're playing Sekiro in probably 2 more games. We're not done yet. You can't end on a loss. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, bro. I can end on 500 losses. How did you lose this game? They killed our Nexus. They reduced my Nexus's health to 0.